Okay, so I've been here about 3 days. I moved on Friday. Today is Monday, so 4 days, I guess. And I am getting ready to tackle this. This is my makeup collection. I do have my main makeup over there in my room, in my bureau. But this is going to be like my makeup palettes, my eyeshadow palettes, my bronzers, my face palettes, my bronzers, blushes, highlighters, lip products, things like that. So I'm just kind of going through right now. I've got laid out on the floor, I've got my containers, and I'll show you those. I've got some smaller containers here. I've got like deeper containers, all different colors because I don't really care. I have these things, which are like letter openers or letter holders or whatever, but I'm going to put eyeshadow palettes in those. Then I have like a smaller size over here. Then I have these little buckets, which are probably going to just be for extra stuff. These two here. And then I'm just going to show you kind of what I'm looking at here. This is, I just kind of threw everything into this 8 cubby holder. Now this cubby over here, this far cubby with the glam, the word glam and the VIB Rouge stuff is not very secure. So that's why it has light stuff on it. That's going to have to stay like that. So I really only have 7 cubes to work with. On top I've got my nail polish collection, which is mostly lights lacquer and KL polish. Then I've got like my hair products over here. I might redo some of that. But yeah, for now I'm going to work on the makeup collection. So here we go. So right now I am organizing these in highlighters, bronzers, and blushes and powders. Right now I'm just separating everything because it's just the easiest way to do this. I don't have a lot of extra bronzers. I'm throwing out 3 bronzers and I'll show you those at the end. I have a lot of highlighters, which I didn't realize. I don't know where I got all these highlighters, but okay. I'm putting blushes in a separate area. I just said that. Anyway, it's very weird having my own place after so long. I have to get used to the freedom of speaking kind of about whatever I want whenever I want. I can film at 10 o'clock at night and it really doesn't matter. Obviously I'm not going to be like hella loud because I still have neighbors and stuff like that, but I can still film, you know, normal content later at night. So that's always nice to know. It's just weird. It's going to take some adjusting. So my first few videos might be a little weird first coming back, but I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. So I just did a good job of separating my blushes and bronzers and highlighters. I don't have a lot of extra bronzers, like I said, which is very weird. I thought I had more bronzer, but powders are going to go in here. So when I say powders, I mean like translucent powders or whatever. And then, or like the Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder, which I love so much. I haven't used it in a while, but I still love it. Still good. The 3 bronzers I'm getting rid of are this Pure Bronzer Mineral Glow, which I used to love. As you can see, I hit major pan on it. I'm going to get rid of that. I've got NARS Laguna, which I've pretty much hit pan on and used to its very end. And then this Lancome Solaire Star Bronzer in Natural Glow. As you can see, this one's like destroyed too. So I'm going to get rid of those. I think the next thing I'm going to do is take these face palettes out of here to reorganize those. And I have a lot of these. At least I think it's a lot. I'm not going to organize them as I'm taking them out. I'm just taking them out. And a lot of these survived. These were all moved by the movers. Wait, were they moved by the movers? No, they were moved by me. Some of the stuff was moved by the movers. But my eyeshadow palettes, I moved because I was nervous. This stuff was moved by the movers, yeah. Sorry, it's been a crazy couple weeks, to say the least. Alright, so I've got face palettes. We're going to separate this from face palette and then blush palettes. A lot of this makeup is really old and I should probably get rid of a lot of it, but still works. And I really don't care too much about expiration dates. If it's powders, I know a lot of people are very strict on that. I'm just not one of those people. I feel like I spent money on it. As long as it still works, I'm gonna use it. So that's it. God, This is the palette that started it all, the Anastasia Beverly Hill Contour Kit, light to medium. This powder palette here, this has been replaced, like a lot of the powders in here, because I used it so much. This was $40, and I remember buying it, and I watched Rosita, Beauty by Rosita Applebum's video on how to contour with this palette, and that began my obsession with makeup and all things beauty, and I never looked back, so it's all her fault. No, I enjoy her channel. I enjoy her. She actually received a letter from me in one of her videos and read my letter and talked about my music in one of her vlogs. If I can find it, I'll link it below. But yeah, she so kindly talked about me. Not my beauty channel. She just talked about my music, which I thought was very sweet of her to mention. Like, she didn't have to read my letter out loud at all. But she did, and I thought it was very sweet, very kind. I don't know if this is how it's going to end up looking for the final thing, but for now, this is what it's going to look like, because I really can't be bothered. I'm exhausted. I have been moving for 4 days, and it feels like I've literally not stopped moving in 4 days. So, all right, so this is what the face palette section is looking like right now. They are actually in piles that make sense to me. I probably will move it because you can't really get to the stuff in the back. This is one of my favorite palettes, this Tarte palette right here with all the blushes from Kathleen Lights and ColourPop. These 4 here. Then these are like other blushes, but this is cool. This is like a Tarte makeup palette that goes like that. It's like the two-way holographic looking thing. Anyway, love that. Now, this is my blushes. I've got blushes in here. I've got blushes in here. I've got highlighters, which I really don't know what to do with this for now. Okay. For now, the highlighters are going in there. On to eyeshadow palettes. Can you tell I'm really excited about the eyeshadow palette section of this video? Yeah, I am. My first melt stack, my first and only melt stack, but I have it in the little palette because it's just easier to deal with. I have I think it's the Rust stack. I don't know. It was good. It's not my favorite. I heard other stacks are better than that one, but I love Melt Cosmetics. They were like one of the first brands I ever got into. I had the blue lipstick, the DGAF lipstick, and I used to wear it when I would perform locally, and a lot of people thought it was really cool, and I thought it was really cool. So, all right, so I'm gonna get my bigger palettes, I think, and put my bigger palettes in this far cube over here. And by bigger, I mean like the burn book, like this thing from Mean Girls, and put like smaller palettes like these over here, because I deal with those a lot more often. I mean, maybe I'll look into the bigger ones now because I have more space and more visibility to them. But we will see when we get there. I got this palette. This is really cool. For those of you that haven't seen this, the Morphe 39A, Dare to Create. Be your own muse, we dare you. I always thought this was really cool. It's similar to the James Charles. This came out first, but it's got the bigger transition shades in the middle. I thought it was a really great idea. And then the James Charles palette came out, which was kind of the same format. Jaclyn Hill palette. I have one in the box still. I've got my bigger palettes back here. This is like one of my favorite palettes of all time. The Nubian. This is so cool. Can you even see this? I'm going to turn my light on. This is the Nubian. It's got like, God, it's got such great colors in there. We've got the bigger palettes going back here. I love this palette, the Nikkie Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette. I did a video on this, and I can link that too. I thought it was really cool. I love the layout of it. It's funny, when I saw it, I wasn't like really inspired. I just really like Nikkie Tutorials, so I got it to support her. And when I did, I got it and I was like, wow, this is way prettier in person than it is like when you see it in pictures. The now distinct, now extinct Naked palette by Urban Decay. I think the weirdest thing about living alone that I'm not used to is not the silence. And a lot of people think it's the silence. It's like the fact that you're quiet all the time. And it's not quiet all the time. I have music going or podcasts or something going at all times. For me, it's the fact that there's no interruptions. Like, Yeah, people call me, people message me, people text me, like people are messaging me right now. But it's nice to just like start an activity and know you can finish the activity without like, oh, can you help me with something? Or like, hey, do you blah, blah, blah. Like, not that my parents were like hella interrupting me all the time, but like, it's just different, you know what I mean? It's just, it's like a totally different vibe. Great palette. This literally was sold to me by Kathleen Lights, which, I mean, she sells me things all the time. But the Cheers to the Beauty palette, I never had looked at this palette. I never thought about it. It's by Colored Rain, and she did one video on it, and I was like, oh, I have to have that. So I bought it. It was like, no brainer. Putting all my smaller palettes down on the floor, I'm definitely going to have room for all this stuff. I was worried that I wouldn't have room, but now that I'm looking at it, I'll definitely have room. Not that I'm gonna buy more, but I'll have room to fit all this stuff. Oh, the Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. Oh no, the mirror fell off. It's glued. Believe in yourself, love yourself, embrace your individuality. Thanks, Bunny. You got me through some tough times. And you continue to. You're very inspiring. I love her. I think she's awesome. I'm gonna glue that on later. I'm gonna leave that up here to glue it on later. Okay. Oh wait, more palettes. Oh no, more palettes. Oh, the contour palette. Oh crap. Contour palette and the bronze palette by e.l.f. I gotta put these somewhere. Okay, let's put those down here. And these are 2 palettes for like bronzing as well. One of these were like open. Oh well, it made it, so that's fine. I don't think I ever showed this on my channel because I wasn't really filming when I got it, but it's the Profusion and Mean Girls Property of Katie Heron palette. I really like this. As you can see, it's like gold tones and stuff. I don't know, I just thought it was really cute, and it's Mean Girls, so I had to have it. Anything Mean Girls I go after, so they know they had me there. And the So Jaded, one of my favorites of all time. And then I made this palette of like, these are my favorite shades at the time. And they're still really good. Put that in my larger palette section. Okay. Oh, more up here. Who knew? Just when I think I've gotten all the palettes out of this thing, I find more. I mean, if you've seen my eyeshadow palette collection video, I think it was 150, 180 or something like that. I don't think I've gotten rid of any, but I've definitely bought a few since then. So if you get a chance, check that video out. That video actually got the most views on my channel. I think it's got like, I don't know, 2,000 views now. And that's like the most I've ever had on my channel. And I was very excited about it. You found me from that video. Thank you so much for subscribing. I do appreciate it. Like, I really appreciate it. You have no idea. Okay, so how are we going to do this? This is technically a larger palette. This is what I'm looking at right now. I've got mountains of palettes and I'm trying to figure out how to organize them. I put smaller palettes in a little bucket down there. So I'll remember like, oh, okay, my smaller palettes are in there. So this is like the Friendcation palette between Dose of Colors and Katie and Desi. I know it's old, but I love the packaging, so I hold on to it. That's gonna go in there. I like to keep brands that are alike near each other if I can. So I've got like my Natasha Denona Sunset and Sunrise. I have another Natasha Denona palette somewhere. The Star palette, I think it is. There it is. Okay. The Star palette. I like nearly lost my mind when I bought this palette because it was so expensive. It was like $129, but I bought it with the discount. So I didn't feel as like guilty buying it because it wasn't $129. It was like, I don't know, whatever the discount makes it out to be. I got the House Laboratories Love for Sale, Stupid Love, and Glam Room #1. Those are cute. Kathleen Lights and Morphe, great palette. I'm like staring. I don't know what to do. Okay, ColourPop. Let's do ColourPop since I know I have a lot of ColourPop palettes. There we go. ColourPop, 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 ColourPop. Aha, here we go. ColourPop, 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 ColourPop. You tell I like ColourPop shadows? They're really good and inexpensive. The video that never was, the Blockbuster palette. Yes, this is an eyeshadow palette, not a video. For those of you that are of age, you'll understand how I had to have this palette. I filmed a video on this and I didn't like the footage. I didn't like the footage at all, so I just scrapped it. But anyway, that's a cute palette. Then another one that I never filmed a video for is the Elf Chipotle palette, which I still thought was hella cute and had to have it. It's laid out like it is at the restaurant, like as in green salsa, hot salsa, lettuce, guac, like you're going down the line to pick out your ingredients. I mean, how adorable is that? Pure Raw Beauty Christie palette, the double-sided John. So cool. Love it. I'm gonna put that on its own little... The Shade and Light. Wow, how old is this? For me, it's very old. The Kat Von D, not KVD. Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm putting like palettes I rarely use over to the side. ColourPop, Kylie. I literally bought these because everybody was buying them. Like, no shade to Kylie because I don't like or dislike her, but I definitely bought these because it was part of the hype. I also have this. I did reviews on these like years ago, literally years ago, and they're good. They're not worth what the money is, but they're good. They're decent, I guess. These KVD palettes are really good. I have 2 of them, I think. Yeah, I've got, what did I say, KVD? No, KKW Beauty, Kim Kardashian. She's getting a lot of heat right now for some comments she made online. Who isn't? But these palettes are really good. I have the KKW and Mario and the KKW Beauty. I forget what this one's called, but it's like this pink one. I love these palettes. These are so good. The Laura Lee Los Angeles palette. I love this palette, the Captain's Pajamas. She hates it, she said, or doesn't like it in a video, and I was shocked. I guess because she got a lot of crap for it, and I'm like, who cares? Like, that's an accomplishment. Your first eyeshadow palette, like, I don't know. I love it, and I hope she's proud of it. I hope she still, you know, loves it as much as I do, because I think that palette is quality. All right, so we still have a mess. We're going Alamar Cosmetics. I have the Reina del Caribe. Am I saying that right? Volume 1 and Volume 2. I have a lot of like influencers palettes, if you can't tell. BH Cosmetics, oh, it's going under, but Glam Reflect, or did they get bought out by, who bought them again? Pure? No, somebody bought them. But this is a great palette, Glam Reflections palette. I don't have a lot of BH Cosmetics palettes, but I have the Jaclyn Hill Vault from Morphe. Great, I think they're great. Putting all my Urban Decay together. This one I got in a BoxyCharm, Dominique Cosmetics. It's the only Dominique Cosmetics palette I have. It's the Celestial Thunder, really good. Fiona Styles, a no longer a makeup brand. Artist Couture, or what is it called? Not Artist Couture, Artist Eyeshadow Palette. Laura Mercier, this purple thingy that I got my makeup done at Sephora and bought it. This is a great palette, very underrated, Zoeva. It looks so boring, but it's really good. I have the Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette. This one's like all shimmers. Too Faced. I've got the Just Peachy Mattes, the Sweet Peach, and the Power of Makeup. Another Profusion palette. Ace Beauté. This is the Grandiose palette, which I think is really pretty. Persona Cosmetics. Great palette. I love this one, Morphe and Manny MUA. This was a really great layout. He does great layouts. He just knows what he's doing when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. Like, his brand is excellent. It's pretty much flawless. Like, I can't think of something I don't like by his brand. I mean, I don't own everything, but like, he definitely is an authority when it comes to palettes. Speaking of which, Life's a Drag, the original. Great palette. All right, Tardis Pro. I've got the In Bloom, the Toasted. I haven't even used these things. Mono Renaissance, of course. Soft Glam, of course. Norvina, Riviera, Subculture, Prism, Jackie Aina, amazing. Master Palette by Mario. Urban Decay. What is this? Oh, Pat McGrath. This is a cool one too. So many ColourPop palettes, so little time. Dream Street, the Zodiac, Hocus Pocus, Cute AF, Femme Rosa, All I See Is Magic, I Think I Love You, You Had Me at Hello, My Little Pony, and I still have a lot more ColourPop. Candy Castle, Mar, Brown Sugar, Perception and the Designer Collection by Disney Designer. Urban Decay, Gwen Stefani. I did a review on that before I knew what I was supposed to do in reviews. Pretty funny. I think I want to do Urban Decay down here. ColourPop down here. This is me trying to figure out where to put everything. Busy Art, my favorite palettes. Best blendability that there is, in my eyes anyway. This is great, the Auric Smoke Reflect. I got it in Defiance, which is like the goldish, bronzy color. I love it. Haven't been doing my eyes that often, but if I were, I would be doing it with that a lot because it's just a great product. And I love Sam. She's great. Ooh, something moved and it scared the living crap out of me. This is really cute. This is a machine. This is not a Machino toy. It's from Sephora. It's got like different colors. Of course it has different colors here. Not very descriptive. It's got like rainbow colors. It's like blues and yellows. And I don't really want to cover my MAC lipsticks though. This bigger can go here. Elf eye tapes. This works really well. It's not even in here. It's in my desk. The Lash Glue Liner by Kiss. I highly recommend this. It really works. I'm not that good at putting on lashes, and for me, it works really well. I got this thing. Let me know if you guys want me to do a review on this. It's the oil absorbing roller. I have no idea if it works. I just bought it because it was on TikTok and like a bunch of different things. Just found a bunch of brushes. These are all in here. I think that's it for right now. It looks a lot better. It's not ideal. I still have a ton of containers I could use. I just don't want to junk it up with a bunch of containers either. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. We've got my nail products over here with the Machino thingy. We've got palettes looking down here organized, palettes organized down here. Up here, lip products and that Revlon oil control thing. This is all highlighters, bronzers, and blushes, more eyeshadow palettes, and that one cubby I told you can't really do much with. So that's it for that. I'm going to zoom out and show you what it looks like from afar. So that's what it looks like from afar, which is a lot better than what it looked like. It's not ideal, but it'll do for now. And then on top I've got that situation. Thanks for watching. Whee!